Nancy Shaw with Healthy Living. Today our guest is Virginia Dowling. Hi Virginia,
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah.
Virginia is a Tai Chi instructor here at Ames Parks and Recreation and at a couple other places here in Ames. So you are a Tai Chi professional instructor, I would have to say.
Pretty close.
Pretty close. How long have you been teaching Tai Chi?
I have been teaching Tai Chi for about 13 years now, 13-14 years.
That's great.
So
that's great. And we have a few different classes of Tai Chi here at Ames Parks and Recreation. But before we talk about that, tell me a little bit about what Tai Chi is.
Okay. Tai Chi is based on the Chinese martial arts.
Okay.
But it's an internal art. In other words, it was developed to help people improve their internal strength, internal mobility, internal ability to move. Today it's used mostly for people for health reasons, because it has so many health benefits.
Yes, and I think it's really, they really have publicized it more and more,
right.
How good it is for individuals, especially people as they age.
Right, and that's where it's mostly done nowadays. It's more older people, but we have a lot of younger people that really like it too. It's some people that has a lot of different health benefits. It does work on strength for core muscles. It works on general flexibility, so moving.
Okay.
And one of the big things is moves on balance.
Yes, which they have found is so important to continue to practice as we get older.
It's probably the best individual exercise for balance.
Okay.
Some people call it, also the other big thing is it's a real good stress reliever. So if you have any kind of stress or things in your life that would lead to stress, it's a really good exercise to helping sleep.
Which is
so some people call it meditation in motion.
Okay.
Because it's a mind-body exercise.
Right.
So
which
we could
right now is mind-body in fitness industry in general is so big. So this kind of falls in that. Yeah, this
falls in that. And it is really good because when you're trying to work so much on thinking about how your body's moving, then that's why it's so good for stress, because you can't think about all the things you need to do for the rest of the day or all the problems you have.
Just got to put all that aside, right?
Yeah, so it's a real great thing. The Harvard School of Medicine not only has the meditation in motion, they call it medicine in motion.
Okay.
Because it is so good for everybody. They've shown in, like even with people with heart problems, it's been shown to be really important, or does as much as anything else, as good as aerobic exercises for improving after heart attacks and heart things.
And that's powerful.
Yeah, it can lower blood pressure. A lot of people find it lowers blood pressure.
So a lot of health benefits to practicing Tai Chi.
Right.
Now, as I mentioned earlier, we have a few different types of classes here. We have Tai Chi for beginners, or beginner Tai Chi and Tai Chi intermediate. But then we also have our introduction to Tai Chi, which is great for those with diabetes and Parkinson's.
Well, it was developed, this form was developed for people with diabetes, but it's good for anybody. It doesn't mean that you have to have diabetes to do it. And all the Tai Chi that we are teaching here at Parks and Rec, or most of it, is generally based on the Yang form of Tai Chi, which is one of the more popular styles of Tai Chi. And I'll start out with the beginning class, which is Yang 24. This was a short set of Yang that was developed in the 50s so that people could learn it faster. The original Yang form had 108 moves.
Oh, wow.
I don't know the 108 moves.
And they all the moves connect with one another,
yes,
right?
That's it. That's the whole idea. Tai Chi is sort of like a dance.
Right.
And you move through a series of moves. You don't move to music, but we often put music on just so as a background.
And are the moves, so each week as you come, people continue the moves from week to week?
Which is what separates it somewhat from yoga.
Okay.
Because you start out, we'll start and teach you 1 or 2 moves each week until we get through because we only have 12 weeks and we're really pushing it to get through the 24.
Okay.
So that's the 24 forms is what we teach in the beginning class.
Okay.
And now one of the real goals of Tai Chi is, I should say along the same line, is not just to learn it in the class. It's to be able to do it when you go home.
Right.
Because the real benefits come if you continue to practice it at home.
Right.
And the nice thing about Tai Chi, you don't need to have any equipment.
You can do it anywhere.
You can do it anywhere. Most people have enough room in their house to do it.
And
just regular shoes.
Yeah, okay.
It's just regular shoes. Regular clothes, just comfortable clothes. So I like to do mine first thing in the morning before I get dressed.
It really helps you start the day.
Right.
And I'm sure it's also a great benefit at the end of the day as before people go to bed.
Yeah, if people need to have sleep problems, we suggest it at the end of the day.
Okay.
It's the same thing.
Well, great.
So the intermediate class then is a takeoff on the yang, basic yang. They start with the yang 24. You know, after you learn that, you can work on it a little bit. Matt Lieberman is the primary instructor.
And he has been teaching Tai Chi.
He was the one who taught me originally.
Okay, I was going to say, he's been teaching a really long time. Yes,
right.
he teaches our intermediate level class.
And he is really good, and he can go into more depth. The idea about Tai Chi is that when you first learn the form, it's like learning, taking an onion. You're learning the basic, in the class, you're learning the outside of the form.
Right.
It has lots of depth. So you keep learning, you keep
peeling away
and getting onto the inside.
Okay.
So that's what those two classes are. So he introduces some other stuff in the intermediate class. Sometimes they do a 42 form and some other things. So he has some qigongs that he does with them and everything. So he's a good teacher.
Yes.
He can demonstrate also because his background is in Taekwondo, he can demonstrate where the martial aspects of these moves are, which I can't do except for a couple.
Right. So we're really lucky to have both of you instruct these classes here at Ames Parks and Recreation. It really is a great addition to our wellness programs.
Okay, and then the Introduction to Tai Chi is just a 6-week program, meets once a week, and we use this what we call Tai Chi for diabetes. This form was developed by Dr. Paul Lamb, who's a family physician in Australia, and his goal is to come up with Tai Chi forms and things and how to teach Tai Chi.
Okay.
And that's who I've been taking. I take a lot of my courses from him to learn how to teach Tai Chi, and also so that we can so that everybody can do it, because most people don't have time to learn 108 moves.
Right, that's a lot of moves.
Yeah, that's a lot of moves, and even the 24 form really teaches some people.
And it's a nice commitment as far as time goes for people who travel.
To get an idea of what it's like.
Right.
And it gives you a nice form. You can use it for de-stressing. You can use it for a little bit for balance and things like that. So it does have a kick in it.
Right.
So it's a very easy form to learn. So I can usually get it taught in 6 weeks' time. So. And
then there's another class you and I were talking about that doesn't meet here, but it teaches at Heartland, and that is a class for
it's a class for anybody, any age, but mostly, and it's in the mornings, so that's where it's nice. In the beginning class, I think, is at 9 o'clock, and we'll start a new session at the end of at the end of August.
But
that's called, we use called Tai Chi for arthritis, and it uses a different style of Tai Chi, but they can interchange. In fact, in the diabetic form, this move here is from the Sun form.
Okay, so they really interchange with each other.
Right, the Sun forms, there are 5 different styles of Tai Chi. I won't go into that. If you take a class, I'll tell you all about it.
There you go, that's incentive. Okay. Well, Virginia, I have never studied Tai Chi, so would you show me just a little bit of a form so we can show our audience what is involved?
So, I'm going to first demonstrate I'm going to teach you the opening of the diabetic.
Okay.
Okay, so this is what the opening would look like.
Okay.
Okay. So really that's the opening and the closing.
Okay. I think I can handle that as you help me talk me through it.
So we're going to start out standing nice and comfortable.
Okay.
Let your knees just relax. You don't have to have them bent, but just relaxed. In this good posture, what we call the wushu posture, which is shoulders up. You're like your head is hanging from a string.
Okay, yes.
And your body is just hanging.
In other classes,
Right, okay. So the first move, And I'm going to be mirroring you, okay? So, because a lot of times I would turn my back to you, but okay.
Right.
So, we're going to shift to your right and just lift the left heel off the floor, just to come up on the toe. We'll just start just like that.
Okay.
That's the first step. Okay?
I can handle that.
So try to do that. Shift. Okay, and back down. And we'll do it a third time. Shift. Okay. Now the next time, we're going to shift, lift, and you're going to place your left foot over about shoulder width and shift over onto it.
Okay.
So let's try that one more time just from there, okay? Lift, down, and heel over. Now normally I would do that 3 times. That's what we always do. Okay. Then you take your arms and you're going to lift them up with the hands just wristing from the wrist, hands up to just about shoulder level, and bring them in here. Okay, with the fingers up. So let's try from the beginning. So toe up or heel up, toe over, shift, lift the arms, and down here. Okay, one more time. Lift the heel, over, shift, lift the arms up, and in. Okay. Now, when you come in like this, this time we're going to do it one more time. I want you to just sink a little bit.
Okay.
Like you had some bricks in your rear end.
Okay.
Okay. So lift up, heel over, shift, arms up, and sink. Now, we're just going to take your hands and imagine there's a magnetic force between the hands. The fingers are pointing up, and you're going to let their fingers come apart, and you're going to push them together. We're going to do that a couple times.
Okay.
Just take them about shoulder width apart, keep the palms facing each other, and back together. One more time. Now don't turn the hands out, keep the palms facing each other. There you go. Up and apart, and together, and back down. Okay. Now when you're bringing your hands apart here, there's a acupressure point. Have you ever heard of acupressure points? Yeah, okay. There's a big one right here.
Okay.
So when we're taking our hands apart, we want to keep those two like you're pulling a string or energy between the two.
Okay, that gives you a good picture of what you're doing as you're going through the move.
So let's try it one more time.
Okay.
Sink on the right, left foot over, shift, arms up, sink down. Now open, and we're going to do 3 of these. Normally we would only do 1, but now breathe in too. Breathe in and breathe out. One more time. And breathe out. And then just take it down slowly and straighten up. And bring your left foot back in.
Very good. Nice. I can feel the calming motion as you do it, which is
this
really...
is a beautiful calming.
Right. And I've seen the form in entirety, I think on TV, or I don't remember, but it's very beautiful.
Right, yeah.
It's just a very flowing and very beautiful move.
Right.
So we offer, like we said, we offer a few different classes here. We have the Introduction to Tai Chi.
And that's Wednesday afternoons, and I think that starts about the 2nd week in
after Labor Day.
After Labor Day, right? And it's at 2:30? 2:30.
2:30 to 3:30. And then we have beginning Tai Chi. And that starts as well after Labor Day.
And that's Tuesday evenings at 7 to 8. 7:45, right?
To 8:45, right. So people can be very restful when they go to bed.
Yeah, they can, and they can have had their dinner and have a chance to do things. So,
and then we have the intermediate class, which Matt teaches again Tuesday evenings at 6:30.
6:30. But that is basically before you take that one, you should have at least a passing knowledge of the 24 forms. It's not one for a beginning group person. And then if you're really interested in something a little bit different, if you want the mornings, 9 o'clock in the morning at Heartland
Senior Center. Yep. So very good. Well, that's great information on our Tai Chi program.
Okay.
Like we mentioned, it's a growing thing in our fitness industry. So it's wonderful to have someone as expert as you and able to share your knowledge with us. So
I should mention that Iowa has received a grant, and now we teach. That's basically for the Tai Chi for Arthritis form, but for Tai Chi before fall prevention. And it's a grant from the CDC for fall prevention.
That's really...
Because that's how valuable they think
and
Tai Chi is.
And Tai Chi can really help with fall prevention.
And any of these will help, right?
Right.
Yeah. I would say one other little thing is that if you, especially for older people with somewhat limited mobility because you have bad knees or something, I would consider the Tai Chi for Arthritis form in the morning or the introduction.
Okay.
I wouldn't start out with Yang 24.
With the evening,
evening
beginner
because that's a little bit harder on knees and hips. And
so seeing if they can handle it and how it feels with their body. So
but Tai Chi can be done seated, can be done just standing without taking steps.
Okay. So really it can be adapted to...
We do not get down on the floor.
Yeah,
that's
and
what some people ask about that.
A lot of people are very concerned about that. They do not want a class that gets them down to the floor.
Right, so we don't do that.
Yeah, well, very good.
Okay.
Well, this has been very helpful and informative in teaching us about the beautiful art of Tai Chi. So thank you so much for joining us.
I hope we'll get a lot of people to join us.
Yes, we're excited about it. Again, our classes will be starting up again this fall after Labor Day. So if you would like more information on our Tai Chi program or any of our wellness programs, you can contact me at 239-5353 or of course check out all our programs online at amesparkrec.org. And I'm Nancy Shaw with Healthy Living, and remember, it's never too late to get fit.